Hello and welcome to the Horror House Podcast. I'm Dave.
I'm Chris.
I'm Jeff.
I'm Tim.
We're four dudes that like to talk about some horror. Movies, real life, things of that nature. This week, we've got The Empty Man from 2020, aka good luck watching this movie in a well-lit room, because you won't see nothing. You won't see shit. So yeah, welcome in. Welcome on in. Take a seat.
Quick technical question. I see the starting soon screen now. Is that correct?
Which has the correct.
Oh, okay. Twitch has the correct one. All right. But yeah, this movie.
Don't doubt Chris's technical expertise.
Chris pays me to doubt it.
You're getting paid?
It's not monetary. You're muted, Chris.
I guess speaking of pennies a day.
Hey, Pappy.
Whew. Anybody else? Fucking. I don't know what to do right now. Speaking of pennies a day. Dave, sing Arms of an Angel.
In the arms of an angel.
For pennies a day. You can fix
We're
my
living
screens that are different now that all three of us are
underneath
online.
this bridge.
Pennies a day.
Give us all your money, or you're a rotten bitch.
Beautiful. Beautiful. We've got so much in store for you tonight. Are you singing Roxanne?
Sorry, just a random Roxanne slipped out. It's okay.
I've recognized it. That's a testament to your singing power. Another week. Another dead horror actor. We gotta stop meeting like this.
Something about the beginning of the year, people just drop like flies. And then after June, it's like everyone lives until the next year.
I think it has to do with the Oscars.
Oh, they're trying to get their name in the Oscars.
The closer they are to the Oscars when they die, the more likely they'll be in the in memoriam thing and not be forgotten. Right. I think. Jeff, what do you think? Is that how that works? I don't watch the Oscars typically. I think you an Oscar guy?
Not a clue. Nope.
Damn.
Care less.
Well, speaking of Oscars, let's talk about this movie.
Back of the box.
Back of the box. So, I'm going to do like a trailer voice guy. Really set the mood for everybody. If you're ready. If you're ready and willing and able. I'm not able. But
this October. There you go. Give you a cue.
Yeah. But then. From the makers of a few people that watched True Detective one time and then fell down some stairs. But they're okay now, mostly. A film that begs the question of, what does this even mean? A retired cop and a bunch of other people that maybe don't even matter. Like, but are they even really in this movie at all? Empty Man. I was going to have Dave do a soundboard for us for this episode, and I forgot. Just a whisper of Empty Man that we could do all the time. But I forgot.
If you touch me, you die.
Oh, hold on. Now, the general consensus I'm getting right now from you, Chris, is you're not a huge fan of this movie?
I wouldn't. Hello, news. Go away! Get out of here!
Oh shit! Breaking news! Did someone else die?
Hold on. Let's go to Ted Dancing Camp for the latest.
Jim Irsay.
He's okay. He's fine. Dancing's fine.
Jim Irsay died, yes. Yep, yeah, true. 65 years old. Arrested a couple years ago with a trunk full of pills.
Who the fuck are you talking about?
The owner of the Indianapolis Colts.
Oh.
He's got a hell of a rock and roll guitar collection. He's been buying up fucking rock and roll memorabilia.
That's a thing.
So, like, did you not enjoy this movie?
I didn't. I won't even save it to the end. I was not picking up what they were putting down. And let's just get into that immediately, and just let's talk about the begin
real quick, because I have strong feelings about this movie.
Was there subtext for you that you enjoyed? Is that what this is going to be?
Is that what's going to be? This movie. I fucking loved this movie.
Lord help me, Jesus Lord.
So I'm just curious if everyone else hates it. I have to gauge how hard I have to fight for this movie, because I loved it.
This is a crazy one to fight for.
I loved it. I thought it was great.
Getting a nod from Jeff. Dave likes everything, so Dave's already on your side.
Maybe not as much as you think, but I know I have a plan to fix it.
Jeff, did you? We'll give our final ratings, but how did you like this movie or hate this movie? Or are you kind of in the middle?
Yeah, it was a movie.
It's going to be okay.
Film, actors, and the script and director, and they were all involved.
There were cameras.
Okay.
Tim just texted me his resignation. He goes, "Fuck you, I quit."
No, I legitimately, it took me 3 hours to watch this movie because I was getting so unsettled by some of the stuff that was happening. I had to pause it and be like, okay, get back to center so I can start watching this movie again. It took me a little while. So I'm just curious to hear your guys' thoughts and come up. I'm not going to try to come up with counterpoints. Hopefully I already have counterpoints written down over here, but we'll see.
So we're not going scene by scene through this fucking thing. There's too much stuff that doesn't matter.
Not dissect? Can we not talk about the open though? It's
yes.
22 minutes. 22-minute long open.
That barely matters in the scheme of the fucking universe.
That the movie's better without.
So, you want to know my first note? Opening scene was a nice touch.
I love things that could be absolutely cut from a movie that have no weight as well.
So, it definitely doesn't have any weight. I totally agree. I thought the humanoid skeleton in the cave was really cool.
It looks cool as hell.
I liked the cinematography in the cave a lot. Like a lot. The cinematography in the rest of the movie is hit or miss. Cinematography in the cave in the very beginning was really good because like you see the humanoid and you're like, that looks kind of large. And then they do the shot of him like getting up close to it and like him standing next to it. And I was like, holy fuck, it's huge. And I was like, this is really fucking cool. I like this a lot. So I enjoyed that.
Nowhere else in the movie.
Yeah, it shows up, I think, two more times. But no, I enjoyed that. And then my other... Well, we'll get into it later. But yeah, the opening scene was way too long. The whole movie was too long, honestly. Like it took me 3 hours to watch it, but the movie is 2 hours and 15 minutes long.
Now, did you guys watch the extended director's cut like I did? That was 17 hours long. But when you look at the numbers, it was only 2 hours and 15 minutes because that's the version that I got. So was it just me?
My other note in here is that I thought the detective bits were as good as the horror bits, and I'm guessing you guys didn't like the detective bits.
I loved the
I
cop
thought
bits.
detective bits were the best bits. I don't.
Oh, okay.
I didn't. All right, I'm just going to jump in and tell you how to fix this movie. Take the open out and leave it ambiguous. Is there something really happening, or is this like a cult just fucking with him? And leave it a mystery, and then let David Lynch direct it. I don't know.
Scene?
So, and scene.
Okay.
So, okay, so I'm just gonna take over now since everyone else hated the movie. No, past the opening sequence was just too long. The other note I had, the negative note that I had was names. They throw so many fucking names at you, like so fast. Like after the opening, like there's the 4 names at the opening, which is 1995, I think, and then fast forward to 2023, I think is when it was, which is weird that they fast forwarded 3 years in the future from when the movie came out. Don't understand why. Whatever. Why didn't they have flying cars if it was 2023 and it was a 2020 movie? That would have been.
Now you're asking the questions that need answered. Now you're speaking my language.
Why wasn't every kid in that, like, kids in that movie were smoking cigarettes? Why weren't they vaping and saying bruh all the time? Come on now. It's 2023. But they threw a lot of names, and like I kept having to pause. I got so invested so quickly in this movie. I don't know why. I had to pause the movie. I went and read the Wikipedia article to like catch up with the movie to like get the names. And I was like, they're not mentioning any of these fucking names. What does the opening have to do with right now? So
the numbers, Mason. The numbers.
The numbers. So I do get like the opening not having any weight whatsoever, except like towards the end a little bit. But yeah, the names, like you're getting like 7, 8, you're given 8 main character names in the first 30 minutes, and 4 of them don't fucking matter. And I'm just like, why are there so many fucking names?
In my notes, I wrote, if I hadn't wrote it down as I was watching it, I don't know that I'd have known Amanda's name, or like I was saying, I wrote it in my notes as James Cop. And so all in my notes is like, James Cop does this. Retired James Cop. And yeah, I couldn't tell you anybody's name beyond those 2. Paul.
James LaBamba.
Ba-da-da-da.
Bamba. Spaghetti and meatballs. Things that taste so good.
I don't know if I should technical difficulties or not. And that's the best kind. But so what did everybody think of switching from that big 40-minute long beginning to the actual movie? Tim was
I was lost. It set you up, I feel like, to be lost.
Jeff, what do you think about it?
I agree. I'm completely lost.
So
makes no sense.
I felt like it was building some steam, and then just was like, start over.
Yeah, it circles back around 2 hours later, which I didn't. Yeah. I did not like that.
Not.
Actually, it was only an hour and 40 minutes later because it is 22 minutes long.
Right.
Are you sure about that?
No, it seems long. I watched the first part of this several times before this week, and then every time I would get through the front, and I always thought this open was cool. Like I'm in on this fucking movie. And then all of a sudden I'm in fucking Missouri somewhere, like dicking around with a fucking detective, finding a missing runaway kid. And I'm like, did I hit my head? Am I losing time? Did I fall asleep and miss something? What is going on? And so I've probably tried to watch this 4 times, and then finally this week, thanks to Chris, I powered through this movie. So I'm not totally shitting on it. It's not. It was okay. It was okay. I'm not as low, I don't think, as Chris and Jeff.
There is a couple things that I do like about it. So I don't want to put the negative cart too far in front of the horse, even though she is a heavy bitch.
It definitely is heavy. So we go from that to like the whole you set up the characters, you have the weird like birthday scene, which I thought was really funny to me. It just made me laugh. But then you get into the whole like local legend aspect of it, right? So there you go. The bottle blowing on the bridge. It's not coming through. But the local legend thing, and I thought that was a miss that they brought it in as a local legend when
it came from the Himalayas somehow to this podunk wherever. I mean,
yeah,
but it's cosmic things somehow,
right? And you find out like later in the movie that it probably wasn't a local legend, that it was something else entirely. And I get that, but there was no kind of hint to the audience or anything like that. Like that this seems amiss. It just seemed like it was a local legend now, and I thought that was a swing and a miss for me, the local legend part of it.
It does kind of bounce back and forth between this like overarching like cosmic terror thing that's trying to build up and the cult and shit. And then it's like, but it's just a bunch of teenagers playing grab ass on a bridge. And then it's like back to cosmic dread.
It's like, is it Bloody Mary or is it a cult? Is it Bloody Mary or is it a cult? Like you keep going like back and forth on this shit.
But I actually think you can do that better and leave that ambiguity better and hook you better without the open, because the open clearly shows that there's something else going on, like people went crazy and murdering because he whispered in their ear. So
right,
I think without that, the rest of the movie actually does better, even though I really like that open. I wanted to see that movie. Just let them be stalked by some mysterious fucking thing in the Himalayas. I mean, I'm okay with that. Do that.
Yeah. The whole like what, now that I'm thinking more about it, because I watched it last night, and I granted I had taken a melatonin about halfway through the movie to get me ready for bed, so maybe I was in a fugue state.
I could see that kind of hitting. I ain't gonna lie, I could see that a little bit hitting. I could maybe get behind that a little bit. Okay.
It sucked me in pretty good. Took 6 milligrams of melatonin about an hour before the movie ended, and it sucked. I think it sucked me in pretty good.
Did you get that shit where you fall asleep watching it and then you wake up to like a fucking weird scene and you're like existential dread almost, but you can't experience it properly because you're still asleep? So I'm working some shit out.
I didn't fall asleep. There was a few parts where they hit the horror beats in this movie really well, I think. So like with the buildup of the music, and I did want to point out the music. I thought the score was pretty good because it was this weird, disconnected music where like the beat wasn't not necessarily the beat, but the tones of the music weren't necessarily matching up with what you were watching. So like, it was just really disconnected. And I think, and I don't know this, I didn't like have like a metronome going or anything, but like, I think the beats of the score were not symmetrical. So it wasn't like doom, doom, doom. It was like doom, 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 doom. Like it was like really, it was unsettling to me. And I'm somebody who's sensitive to like beats and stuff like that. So maybe that was another reason that I was super into it. I don't know. But I did have on here the score I thought was unsettling. It reminded me a lot. I remember making a mental note of this. It reminded me a lot of Chernobyl, the miniseries, because the music in that fucks me up every time. The score in Chernobyl is second to none. Nothing will ever, I don't think, ever beat that as far as score goes. So really, really enjoyed that. But I had a point before I went on to the beat thing.
The rhythm is the dancer. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I got really sucked into it, and there was several parts where like I had to. The horror beats were really good, and I could tell the horror moment was coming with the music. Yeah, and I knew it was coming, but it still always caught me off guard every single time, and I like that a lot. So
I honestly didn't notice any of the music. I couldn't tell you anything about the music in this. Unfortunately, nothing really caught my attention. Better or worse, I can't even talk about it because I was so. Anybody else?
I thought, there's the two scenes that are almost kind of identical, where he's La Sombra, the cop, is in the bedroom and the fucking creature runs down the hall at him. And so the second time it's the same fucking thing. It's like there's no impact, I didn't feel like. And even the first time, I just didn't think it looked good. It didn't look good. It didn't look scary. I didn't feel like he was in any actual danger.
What's up, danger?
I want to see more. I'd rather see more monster in the shadows, and
I kept looking for the monster in the background constantly in this movie, and he was not there. And I agree. I think it'd been way cooler if he'd been in the background watching.
Let us see the monster kill somebody. Like, all we got were some suicides.
They had a definite Martyrs vibe with some of the kills because of the suicide aspect of it. Like you see like something attacking the main character, and then it cuts to a different camera angle, and it's actually the character attacking themselves. Which I didn't love or hate. I just was like, yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, I agree. Before we get too much further into this, I have to comment on the cops. Specifically at that beginning scene when James Kopp is there and he's investigating, his friend / lover / affairness woman, Amanda's disappearance, and then the cops are there, and they're essentially like, bloody mirror, ma'am, she probably just moved out. She probably just wrote some bloody message for you and left. Because that's how messages work. Bloody
should have had one of the cops be like, "Sweet baby Rays."
I didn't think that's what she was going to say. You have conditioned me to expect way worse. I was
thinking he was like, hedgehog blood.
Well, since Tim, I thought he was going to say menstruation.
Oh shit! You have to technically differentiate yourself on that one.
But this is proxy. This is Dave proxy. This is. I accept what Dave has made me, begrudgingly. But yeah, I was like, these cops only exist to not exist. Because it just gives the James Kopp a reason to investigate it. Is all they're good for. Is to
which is also another reason why I think if you leave it ambiguous, maybe drop some hints that maybe the cops are in on the cult. Maybe the mom is in on it. Like, you can do more.
Do more.
Do that, and then I think it becomes actually more horrifying if it's not supernatural. If it's like, am I the only one in this town that's not in on this? I think, but also, I think you can do that in less than 2 hours.
So I just thought of this, and I want to go over this when we get to the ending. I have another movie idea that follows the same premise, but in a way that I think everyone would like. So, because of the ending, nothing in the movie actually matters, and I'm not a huge fan of that either, because the ending is stupid. It's really bad. It's not good. It makes the whole movie superfluous. It makes the whole movie not mean nothing, honestly. So, you as the watcher at the end of the movie are like, was anything real? Was anything real whatsoever? So, yeah. Well, but I'll go over that when we get to the end. Of the
I feel like we're dragging you into the darkness with us by your
No.
ankles. We're like, it's shit, right? And you're like, no, yeah, it is a little bit.
No, I really like them. I love the detective bits. I love the cop bits, like you were saying. Like, I love those, and I liked the horror bits. Scared me. I got scared. I had to take moments because I probably was super tired from taking melatonin. I had to literally pause the movie and be like, okay, get centered, because I don't want to go to bed with fucking adrenaline in my system and have fucking super night terrors. So,
If I could induce nightmares in myself, you know how happy I would be.
it's not hard.
Touch tips, Dave. I'm right there with you. Jesus fucking Christ.
Dave's dick was out. You guys missed it. Chris cut it off too soon. But all you have to do to have nightmares in your sleep is have ADHD, where caffeine doesn't affect you. Swallow a bunch of caffeine and then go to bed. That's all you have to do.
I love AC/DC. What?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I thought Jeff would laugh
But,
at that joke. Yeah. I feel like I didn't do enough to carry it forward.
Back in black!
I do all those things, and we watch scary movies. The bloodier, the deadlier, the better. And most of the time, it's just
Well, that's your problem. That's your problem. That sector of your brain is already satiated. It doesn't need to examine anything more creative because you've already watched it all. You got to watch some like happy-go-lucky movies, and then your mind will be like, "I need more horror in it." It'll induce it.
I'm going to introduce you to Stella one day, and so we don't get that. Yeah,
My
no.
mom?
If I take a movie if it's a little too
Introduce me to my mom.
if it's not deadly enough, she'll tell me about it the next day on the way to work. I'm ashamed. She'll be like, "You pussy, that was not fucking a scary movie."
Is she not asleep like 10 minutes into it though?
Sometimes.
When that falls asleep, you just like guilty pleasure it, not real guilty pleasure. How to Train Your Dragon. There you go.
I can't do it.
I don't want to do it either.
How to Train Your Dragon is phenomenal. All right.
Did you see? I saw. Who's the guys that made the robots that they abused severely for years on the internet? Boston Dynamics. They made a thing for Universal or Disney or something of the How to Train Your Dragon.
Universal.
And
yeah,
it's
the How
like,
to Train Your Dragon is in the new Epic Universe.
That is bananas crazy. That's the first thing I've seen in so long where I'm like, is this the future, Kyle? It is. It is future.
Oh, okay. So I have another thing here. The scene. Okay, so the teen shower scene was superfluous and stupid. But the kill was cool. And then the hanging kids under the bridge. That was good. That was fucking really good.
Let go, Michael. Let go, Michael. Speaking of bridges.
Under the bridge downtown is where I drew some blood.
Did no one else think the hanging kids under the bridge was good? Was that not creepy to everyone else? No.
I watched.
That was good.
I thought it was okay. I thought it was okay.
I got Jeff.
I mean, it's not like I wasn't sensitive to that, but
I got the only one that matters because his opinion is weighted heavily.
He's just your half partner. Like Dave's my half partner, but me and Dave got the beard tug at least going for us. Also, touching tips is a new thing. We're working on it. It's a new thing. It's a new thing.
But I bet Jeff and I could do it on the first try. You ready?
I think you've mistaken.
First try. First try.
I will tell you one thing that I did like about this movie is the I fucking forget even how he gets to the footage, but it's like that kind of like medical, like almost kind of a found footagey kind of thing.
Yeah.
That stuff was like reminded me of like a better produced Begotten. Did anybody ever see Begotten back in the day? That shit was crazy.
No.
But like it's so like shot badly and like you're like what's going on? I thought that stuff was great. I thought that was really great, and I would have liked to have seen more of that. Maybe even that's what he discovers earlier into the movie to set this thing off instead of like teenagers playing grab ass on a low bottom bridge.
Yeah. The scene after that was the only scene in this movie that made me laugh out loud. He goes into the woods and he sees them all running around the pyre, and he has that hallucination of the flames going into the sky.
it's
And all of a
pronounced
sudden,
fire.
fire.
I can help with this fire buyer situation. We're
It's
going
a
live.
burning pyre that has fire. It's 2 words, guys. I will die on a pyre for this one.
It's pronounced
I give
transformer,
no fucks.
Tim.
Oh, okay, I'll die on a transformer for this one.
Dave Yammy, like the Who. NCIS, Indiana. Is that a meth lab I hear?
These
Is
corn
somebody-
stalks are all laid down symmetrically.
Is somebody selling weed to a teenager?
My fucking sunglasses, son of a bitch.
Tim, I know you got 3 of these. You bought the same ones. You've
do.
got 3 of them.
There's one downstairs, there's one in my wife's car, and there's one in my car.
Am I going to have to give you one of my 3 so you'll have one constantly?
I just need to put one on my desk. But yes, so there's the scene where they're running around the pyre, and then he hallucinates the fire.
The pier?
Yep, the pier. Pier 1 imports. They start walking towards the pond with their fragrances, and they look, and he takes a step back, and they take a step forward. He takes a step back, they take a step forward. He was like, yeah, no, and just starts booking it. I fucking laughed my ass off. I thought that was great. I loved him in this movie. I got attached to him, the actor, in this movie quite a bit because I liked his sort of. It wasn't no bullshit, right? Like he played into the sarcasm really well, I thought. And he was like, "Hey, folks, sorry, I didn't know I wasn't allowed down here." Like the whole when he's walking through the cult, lab and everything like that, and he played that, and then when he got serious, I was like, "Oh fuck, he's serious!" Like, starts punching that cult member in the face and shit like that, and getting into it. And that was my main note for this movie was the main character. I thought was a great actor. I want to see him in more stuff.
No, I thought he did a really good job, and I liked that scene with the cult kid that he's punching because that kid just starts laughing, and that again, you lean into the craziness of the cult and the insanity and how it's fucking with people, and I'm there. I don't mind the philosophy of this movie. I didn't mind that. I think it's kind of neat. but I do think Mouth of Madness did it better. Like, everything is nothing, and reality is whatever we, believe it to be strong enough. And so I don't mind the philosophy of it. I thought this was an okay movie, but I just don't think it's great. And I think that a couple simple things. I don't think it needs to be as long. But if you cut out the open, that 20 minutes, maybe have, I don't know, maybe have the guy see the creature, but use that creature more throughout. Like, instead it's just a dude wearing black tattered fucking shit.
The Cthulhu reveal at the end was really cool, like the tentacle monster reveal, because I was like, that harkens back to the old gods, like the very Cthulhu sort of madness, eternal black chaos of it all, which I liked. And as somebody who's like, read the Cult of Cthulhu, like role-playing game books quite a bit, like that's what it is. It's like, you can't beat the black madness, like you can't beat the chaos. It's just how long can you withstand it before you also turn crazy. Like, that's the Call of Cthulhu book. It's you can't win. That's the whole premise of the game. It's just how long can you withstand the craziness that's happening. So and again, that probably made me a little bit biased, because when I realized it was a Cthulhu monster and like they had this whole tentacle reveal thing, instantly I'm like, okay, Call of Cthulhu, there was no way he was going to ever win. It was just how long could he withstand it. But did want to point out towards the ending, when he empties the clip into the old dude's head, one, when they cut back to his face and it's all blown off, love that. Two, the slide on the gun locked back on an empty chamber and he had to click the slide closed. Whoever was special effects or props person on this, thank you very much for realizing the guns lock back on an empty chamber. Really like that. It was a great nod.
There you have
on his
it.
Beretta 92 FS. Actually, I think it was a Taurus T92, but that's neither here nor there.
You bring up a good point that I want to know your thoughts, Tim, on this, and it's a surprise, but it is a question that will lead into a surprise, rather. But you're already on the tracks of it. What would you do to
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What would you do?
If I was the main character?
Just however. How do you get out of this the fastest way? Do you just jump off the cliff with the people at the beginning and be like, I'm out, bitches?
So this one's difficult because it okay, so spoiler alert for the
First
end of the
cosmic
movie.
EOV, I think.
I think so. So this one's tough because at the end of the movie you find out that he's a thought form, right? He is a tulpa. So nothing that he has gone through wasn't orchestrated. Everything that he's gone through is a figment of someone else's imagination, or in this case, a group's imagination. They all had to kind of like think his whole storyline into existence. So it makes the whole movie pointless. I have thoughts on that. And I know why they did it. I get that. Okay. But efficiency of violence, how would I get out of this? Well, there was definitely scenes in the movie where like there's that. There's scenes in the movie where he can kind of see the veil being pierced a little bit. There's the scene in the movie where he's tapping his pencil on the desk in the police station, and all the cops sort of look at him like, what's he doing? Like they don't understand what he's doing, so it's like a tick that he's doing that is maybe his own. There's two scenes in that where he does something that it seems like the people around him don't expect it. at those points, he could have maybe sort of. There's no way he's going to figure he's a thought form. He doesn't even pop into his head at any point. But when he feels the sort of the walls closing in from the urban legend, which he never did properly because the urban legend was after dark, go to a bridge. He only did it during the daytime. There's no. Unfortunately, I don't have a good answer because to Cthulhu.
That's kind of fair because it's cosmic. It's cosmic horror. You can't beat it.
Way to,
you lose to it.
Beat Cthulhu. You cannot beat Cthulhu. You can only last so long.
I think that is really the only correct answer for efficiency of violence is you don't.
You can't beat an old god.
If you can create a tulpa out of thought, could you amass enough strong-willed enough people to thought form something to fight on your behalf, an avatar to fight on your behalf? I mean, that is as strong as the old gods. I mean, I think that's...
Or could you have people create or counteract the thought form to keep your existence but give you free will? But again, at no point in this movie does he ever realize he is a thought form until the very end. So until it's too late. So, I mean, that's literally the only thing he can do is have free will and kill himself to end the cycle and not become a conduit. But, there's no, at no point in this movie is that ever a thing that he can do.
So what you're saying is essentially you have to give up yourself to the old ones and to chaos and insanity.
Yeah, you have to. Like,
there you have it.
How Cthulhu. That's how.
Now, 12 out of 10, Chris. 12 out of 10.
So now that we're at the end of the movie and we're kind of giving it away, I do have an idea for a movie that follows the same premise, but would be better. So Dave mentioned that he really liked the opening. He was like, I want to watch this movie. Their whole concept of this movie is to get this thought form down their rabbit hole little by little so that they can sort of like pull the veil back slowly to kind of get him to give in to the whole aspect of it and then become the conduit. What if they did like a Groundhog Day thing where he's in the opening, he relives that opening little by little, it changes little by little, and every single time they're reliving this opening in the mountains and the snow and the fucking... Because the dark creature against the snow was much more horrifying than the dark creature anywhere else. If they got him to relive that opening, and his friends always die in different ways, but they pull back that veil, they unveil a little bit of that secret. Like they had the flute right at the very beginning she blows into, and then she becomes crazy and she kills and old dude survives. What if every single time they find some new little trinket that sort of unveils the tulpa aspect of it, and then he finds out that he was just a thought form reliving this thing over and over again at the whim of someone else to allow him to become open or to understand the idea of it and then become the conduit. I think that'd be cool.
That sounds better than what we got. I think simply just leaving it in the Himalayas or wherever the fuck they were, with that as the backdrop to discovering this cosmic horror. But I mean, adding in some that cosmic-y, like reliving the same shit over and over again.
Like I said, I felt like Mouth of Madness did it better. It displayed the insanity of that better. It really got deeper into the, am I really existing or am I just a character on a page? So I yeah. Have you seen that, Tim?
I have not.
Chris, are you in Texas next week?
Hell yeah, brother. That's why I got my MAGA hat, my MAGA zombie hat. What'd you say about Elon? I can't do that. I'm gonna break my hat. Yeah.
So you got extra time, Tim. Watch Mouth of Madness and let us know what you think.
It's John Carpenter, Sam Neill. Yeah. Jeff, got a question for you. Slow burns go. This was obvious. This was a slow burn there for a hot minute. Do you think this works as a slow burn, or did it need to go? Did it need to pick it up a little bit? What's your thoughts?
No, it works as a slow burn. It just needs to have a more cohesive story.
Was the
Especially if
burn?
you're doing
Was the burn pay
mytho.
off?
No.
Fair. That's fair. It's a slow burn of a soggy cigarette.
I agree.
It's like trying to smoke chewing tobacco while Cthulhu's in the next room. Un momento, por favor. Continue.
Jeff, Tim, what did you think about the efficiency of violence? I thought that looked really good.
Good graphics, good music.
I like the scene choices. I'm curious if he used AI to do the voiceover, or if that was Chris. So we'll have to ask when he gets back. That'll be fun to do, though. I'll have to start actually thinking of efficiency of violence for movies that we watch now. I enjoy it, so.
I did employ a AI music generator to do it. Guys, I can't sing that. But I was like, I got some other things I'll have to let you guys hear that are pretty fun that I did with it. But if the AI overlords come for me, then we'll just redo it. And I mean, it's AI. We're not making money off of it. Eat our whole ass. But the reveal of James Copp. It's like you're a baby. You've only been a baby for 3 days. Baby James Copp. Baby, you're a baby James Copp. We gave you. Oh, you thought you had an affair? Go sit in the corner and dream of your sex things, James Copp. Go get your weird murder boner in the corner, James Copp, while you have flashbacks, James. I hated all the flashbacks in this movie. Every flashback in this movie was worthless and dumb.
So the flashback moment that I noted was, if he was their neighbor and they left and he stayed with this widow for some weird reason to fuck her, why the fuck were they driving so far away, the wife and the son? If they live next door, where were they going?
But he didn't even exist, so it's weird that she's like, I'm going to make an imaginary person to house the consciousness of God, and I'm going to make him fuck my mom.
Again, they went into their whole, like, making him feel, like, despair and, like, lost, and, like, trying to get him to, like, come to the cult and, like, feel all this fucking weird empty feelings. Like, they kept harping on this, but it wasn't well delivered. But the whole, I couldn't get past, like, where the fuck are the mom and the kid driving to? I couldn't get past that. I was like, where are they going? They live next door. Where the fuck are they going?
Jungle Jim's in Cincinnati?
McDonald's.
Yeah, McDonald's.
My brain went McDonald's too, Jeff. I was like, McDonald's? That's the first thing I thought. Any other thoughts on the flashback? I'll tell you guys. Any other? Well, I'm spitting two thoughts out at once because I'm homunculated as well. The how did you guys generally feel about the flashback scenes? Were they okay? Were they not okay? Were they in the middle?
They didn't mean anything to me.
I knew the old boy and blonde mom had an affair when she was like, "Can I stay the night?" And then he was like, "No." And I was like, "Okay." So, and because he kept hearing, "Where were you? Where were you? Where were you?" I was like, "Okay, he was fucking her when they died. That's for sure what happened." So I get that. I know that's what happened. So
that kind of annoys me because, like, what does that have to do on this cosmic horror scale of things of like a Cthulhu and the old ones? An affair? That only means something to like the handful of people that are involved in it. I don't give a shit if somebody else has an affair. So what's Cthulhu going to be like? I see the humans having sex with people they're not committed to. This can't stand. That's not
female Lloyd Christmas explains that
Cthulhu
at
believes
the
in
end.
monogamy.
Thou shalt not do that. Female Lloyd Christmas?
Lloyd Christmas explains at the end that like this was to get him to feel certain feelings so that he'd be more open to like being the conduit, basically, like becoming the empty man. Like it was these were things that would get him to like sort of like give in to just like not feeling anything anymore.
That would make more sense to me if he was not a 3-day-old whatever. If he was actually a human and they had to like do these things to like break him down. But as he's a creation of their own machinations, so like who fucking make him the way you want them, Play-Doh lady? Like, what are you doing with you? You wasted everybody's time. You wasted your time too.
Right.
By the way, her delivering of all this fucking information in that scene was so bad. They needed to do something different there. If you liked it, that I cannot believe you liked that part. But like I don't get it. She was not good enough to do what she was doing, and it wasn't good enough to be what they wanted it to be. I did not like that scene at all. And from there on till the end, essentially, I was fighting an uphill fucking battle to finish this movie. It became such a thing where I was like, I may stop. Which, I mean, I made it through some fucking things on the Horror House, but this is the first one where I was like, what if I just didn't finish it? What would they say to me? This is our show. Like, what if there was a movie that one of us never finished?
And, Chris, I know this is my pick, but joke's on you, I didn't watch it.
That would have gave so much more credence to being like, I didn't even finish this. I couldn't make it. Which is you know, but I did finish it, I promise. But it took that last 20-30 minutes, I was hanging on for dear life.
It's the whole story is based on a graphic novel, and I don't understand how, because there's not enough happens. Like, I don't understand what is happening on the pages. Is it just like page after page of dialogue?
Could be. Before we get to the ratings, because we're winding down, we're getting there. Any other scenes, any other aspects of it you guys want to individually talk about? Any other fixes? What worked? What didn't work? Jeff, Dave, Tim, my Sharona.
Bologna.
I'm there. I'm good.
Oh, I won't do the sunglasses then. Hold on. Let's keep this party alive for just a little bit longer, because I gotta step away for a second. But that said, hold on a second. Jesus fucking Christ. It's not even, I don't even have to step away. I have to step away. But it's fucking shit, man. It's for the show.
Is the clownfish back?
What is this?
Y'all dang fucking suckers. I got all these kids showing up on bridges. Bridges, man, they're stealing all our blowing bottles from my bluegrass band. You believe this? And I was just wondering, I got on your Twitch, man, and I was like, oh, by the way, I'm Percy the Bluegrass Fish. and I just wanted to know, maybe you guys understood why all these kids was stealing so much bluegrass blowing bottles. Are they putting COVID in them?
That's what they were doing. They were spitting the COVID into the bottle.
COVID and fentanyl.
I'll be goddamn. Cause see, now listen, we got George, right? And he's kind of crazy now. And cousin Larry is whispering a lot, like a lot. And Fiddlin' Freddy is a fucking cloud of thoughts in the forest now. And it's just because I just want to get my bottles back. And all these kids keep stealing them, blowing on bridges. I don't get it.
So I'm going kind of slow this week, but I'll have a bottle for you next week. You can have.
Hey, I love that.
Cousin Kenny is a thought form in the woods now.
No, Fiddlin' Freddy. He's our fiddle player.
Freddy.
Yeah.
He's the thought form in the woods now. And you think that this has something to do with the kids with the bottles?
Well, I mean, the whole band is so weird now that they've stole all our bottles, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
You guys want to be in my bluegrass band? Listen, we'll talk about it next week.
I'm just curious about your logic jump from kids. Oh, he's gone. Okay.
What? I'm back. Current, man.
Okay. Your logic jump from kids stealing bottles from bridges to Fiddlin' Freddy becoming a shadow thought form in the woods. How'd you get there?
No, I'm not saying it has anything to do with each other, but it's coincidence.
Well, correlation is not causation.
I'm just saying.
God works in mysterious ways. Fish Jesus works in mysterious ways.
Blowing Bobby ain't got no bottles to blow in no more.
Percy, real quick, come back, please. Okay,
yes, sir.
So when Jesus turned, one fish into many, how many of your family died?
Well, you got me. I'm Percy the Bluegrass Fish. I believe that you met my Shakespearean brethren last week.
What was his name?
What was the day?
Percy the actor, I think, or something. I don't know.
Okay. Percy the actor. Is Percy... Percy, come back. Come back.
It's a family name.
Yes, Percy... No, Percy... Percy... I think he's gone. I think he's gone forever.
Hey, I gotta get out of here. I'll catch you guys next time. They're calling for me. I love you guys. Listen, if you don't get a Percy next week, it's not my fault.
If we don't get enough people to come in and watch this, and Percy doesn't get his own fucking episode like every 6 months, I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
Chris, you're back. You missed Percy.
I gave my phone number out to a fucking aquarium once, and let me tell you, the fucking text messages I get now. I think it's the same fish, honestly. Anyways, did he have a banjo on?
He did.
God, he wears as much fucking props as I do. There's a fucking problem.
Props make the man. That's what William Shakespeare said.
Well, I think we've come down to. Did he have anything useful to say about the movie? Did he rate the movie or anything?
No.
Fucking fish, man. You feed them, and what do they do? Just die, usually.
Beat them and flush them.
I think it's time. Let's get to these ratings. But before I get another text message, I bring new fish on. I think Jeff just had a moment. He may be
A spiritual moment.
Perhaps. So this was my pick this week. So I will go first, like usually is how I think this goes.
Nope.
Dave, you will go first. Give us your final thoughts and your rating.
So I don't, contrary to popular belief, I don't think this movie is total trash. But it could definitely be better, and it could be made better in multiple directions. Maybe split this into 2 movies. Make the Himalaya thing different. And have the guy be like, friends trapped in the mountain, and one of them, hears something strange, and now he's in a coma, and now something's attacking us, and they realize, like, hey, we have to kill our friend because he's imagining these demons that are attacking us and killing us, and the moral quandary there. I think that's a cool movie. And then a detective investigating the supernatural, but is it really supernatural, or is it just a cult? And if it's a cult, who's on it? And maybe he's the only one who's not in on it. Maybe he's in on it and he don't even know he's in on it. But I would say this movie is short on horror. Similar to Little Mermaid last week, I wanted to get the body count up. The kids under the bridge, that don't count for nothing. We saw their bodies, but we didn't get to see anything happen to them. So the murders are in the open. And then after that, we don't see a lot of death and destruction. I want to see more. So overall, though, it is well acted. I did like James Cobb. And Lloyd, Mrs. Lloyd, is there something wrong with her medulla oblongata, or does she was it intentional that she was so wooden in her delivery of everything, dialogue dumping? But overall I gave this a 5.
All right, a 5.
Senior Yefe.
Her name is Jeff. Jeff, what are your final thoughts and your rating for this?
Was it a movie? Yes, it was a movie. Did things happen? Yeah, things happen. Did they really make any sense? No, not much. I mean, what was shot was good. I mean, didn't have much of a story to go with it. Like Dave said, it needed to be 2 separate films. Definitely could have probably started a trilogy with it. It seemed like it had good points, some points during the movie. So I mean, I feel like it could have been better. Felt very Max Payne. So it's just just cut off that, just put Max Payne on it. It wouldn't have been too bad. Max Payne's hard to follow anyways. But no, I'd give it a 5. It wasn't horrible. I mean, the acting was good. Just needed a story, really.
Another 5. We're going to get 5s all around. Who knows? Tim, it's up to me and you to carry this 5 train to the fucking home plate, brother.
Tim's going 10.
I think we've wore him down. We've brought him down to the trenches with us by his ankles.
No, I'm going to keep my point total I gave myself last night. I really enjoyed this movie. I really did. If I was under the effects of certain melatonin chemicals. That's fine. It is what it is. I watched the movie and I liked it a lot. I really, really enjoyed it. So, I thought the story was... So, the story makes sense if you listen to the dialogue, but do I think it was a cop-out? 100% it was. If it was a thought form, they could have made it believe whatever it wanted to believe, to give it this organic sort of growth over 3 days to like remember these fucked up things and like want to become the empty man. If they could have just spawned it wanting to become the empty man. I don't like that. But the fact of the matter is that that's the way they did it. And these people were fucking crazy to begin with. So I accepted it. Like, they wanted to create this thought form and then have it live out these 3 days and do this like detective work, and while having all these fucking memories and shit to sort of get them to accept this sort of empty manness. I get it. It's fine. It doesn't make a ton of sense, but that is the premise they're trying to sell. I thought the horror moments for me were good because they scared me. I liked it. There were moments of levity, which I really enjoy in a horror movie. I mention this every single time we give like a review. I like at least 1 or 2 moments of levity where I feel like the weight's been lifted and I can get sunk back down even lower. I like that. So there was a couple moments of that. The one really brutal kill they show was pretty good. Like you see it going underneath her eye and shit. Like it's pretty good. So, that's the exact same eye, Jeff. Yep, that was the one. They just jabbed it right in there. It was rough. So that was good. The where they lost me was where they made it an urban legend versus just an overarching story. They disconnected the opening between the main story, and I didn't like that. I would have liked if they would have continued that, maybe even told the story about like, hey, this guy like killed his friends in the mountains, and now he's a fucking comatose patient in this hospital. That'd be fucking cool. Like, tie that in, but they didn't do that. So, to make the urban legend make sense.
How do you get back from the Himalayas?
Exactly. Like, that makes no sense. So, like, tie that back in somehow, the opening to the rest of the story. 100% agree with you guys on that. 100%. But I did get scared. I did really like the acting, especially from the main character. I loved him. And I did really like the score. It felt disjointed. It felt unsettling. And again, back to Chernobyl, I like that disjointed, unsettling sort of feeling when it comes to music in a movie. I liked it a lot. So I give it an 8. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. It was a slow burn for sure, but I enjoyed the detective moments as much as I enjoyed the horror moments. So it didn't feel as long, I think, as it felt to some other people. I wasn't just waiting for the horror moments to come. I was like, oh, now we're in a detective moment. I'm there for it. Now we're in a horror moment. Oh, I'm there for it. Now we're in a detective moment. Okay, I'm there for it. Like, I liked those skips in narrative. So, yeah, I give it an 8. Thought it was great.
5, 5, and an 8. The 5 train has left the station and crashed. They didn't make it. The 5 people didn't make it. They're gone. They're with the empty man now. I assume that was Dave going to the bathroom, or his background has ate him.
Yeah, you got him.
I'm the empty man.
I wish you'd have done that this whole episode. Okay, so this was my pick. Final boy this week. I think I will just start off my overall opinion and just say that I just didn't like this movie. But I think there are parts that are okay, unlike some other things that we've watched. I remember when I read my first Lovecraft, and that's fine, but I don't think that I would want to make a movie around my first, after I read Call of Cthulhu for the first time. It just felt more frustrating to me than deep and mysterious. And then we've talked about it kind of ad nauseum at this point, but the intro is, to me, more interesting than the whole movie that follows it. And I would have so much liked that to have been the movie. And in some small way, I think I will make that my Empty Man movie going forward. Is just I'll remember that first 20 minutes or whatever. Be like, that was weird, right? And that's more cosmic terror-y than the rest of the movie to me, because nothing's explained. You get these people killing each other and themselves, and then they're like the whispers. That said, another part that I did like was the medical, like, found footage thing. That had some vibes to it, and I thought that was really something that I would have liked to have seen more of. And maybe it would even be possible to build the movie or base the movie a little bit more around that idea of it, of like, we've got this like crazy medical footage we found. Don't mind the 74 hours of like this weird guy masturbating in the fucking cell. We just took that because it was what was available. But this other footage, just listen. If you have you have a VHS cassette player, so just fast forward. Is all I'm saying. There's your levity, Tim. You could do that. I wrote the levity.
Jerking off in a cell.
Yeah, I wrote the levity before the rest of the movie. But there was, and I kind of agree with you that like the actor James Cobb was not bad. I was kind of on the ride with him for part of it before I was just off the ride. I gave him a chance. I think he would do better in a better movie for me. But unfortunately, it just didn't, and none of the other parts like just landed for me. And like I said, this is one of the movies where I was like a half hour left, and I'm just like, what if I didn't finish this? which is I wouldn't say a fun thought, but it's certainly a thought that I absolutely had. Enough that I've brought it up twice on the show where I'm like, what if I just didn't finish it? What if I turn it off? But I did finish it. I did finish it. No, I really did. I did! Why are you fighting with me?
Don't lie to us. You made us watch it.
That's been my whole thing this whole time in the horror house, is like getting you guys to watch movies, and I just wiki it.
He just wikis it. Yeah, just reads the Wikipedia article.
Yeah, I am surprised by your guys' scores, and it makes me more surprised by mine. But let me preface my score first by saying there are movies that are favorites of mine that when I watched them the first time, I was like, I've had more fun pissing on dead bodies than I have watching this movie. Don't question me. It's fine.
Okay, yeah.
And
I changed my mind. I don't want to know.
It's best. That's the cosmic horror of Chris. Did he piss on the dead bodies? Whose bodies? Was it human bodies? I ain't telling. 3.5. I'm going 3.5. I am shocked, Tim, that you went an 8. I
really like this movie. It scared me. That's, again, I tell you guys every week, like, I'm gonna measure this in the merits of a horror movie, and by and large, a lot of horror movies don't scare me. Like, I don't get scared because the premise or whatever it is. This freaked me out. Okay, fun fact: this freaked me out so bad. I was like, okay, are my doors locked? And I checked my app, and this is another reason it took me so long to watch this movie. My phone would not lock my doors or set my alarm on my house. So I had to start live chatting with fucking support on why is my fucking app not working? And so now I have an alarm tech coming out tomorrow to check our alarms because it is not behaving properly. So this movie fucked me up so bad in the dark of my office that I had to call my alarm company to be like, why is your shit not working? And so now they're coming out to fix their shit. That's how fucked up I got from this movie. So
Okay.
yeah, it gets an 8 every day.
Fair enough. The last time, I don't think me and Dave were even, I think we were off air. It's been a couple years. We were talking about some conspiracy shit, maybe some UFO shit. And I remember getting nervous, paranoid in real life. And I was like, hold on, Dave. And I don't think I even told him in the moment. I had to get up and go lock my door in the bedroom because I'm like, I feel a little bit like vulnerable and scared of what could happen to me. And it was just me and him. We weren't even broadcasting live or recording. I'm just like, hold on. Well, I got pee. And then
Google's always listening.
yeah. But if it works for you, it works for you. Is this our biggest range of our biggest spread so far, Dave? That's a pretty big spread. 3.5 to an 8.
I have to think it is because, I mean, usually even if we get a couple points difference, like this is almost 5-point difference from high to low. So
That is impressive. So you got, what's our average this week, my good sir?
5.4.
That's that is a number.
That could fuck up your skew.
I brought you back. Tim's trying to climb up to the sun, and I'm like holding on to his ankles. I'm like, "You're not going without me," and he's like, "You're coming with me." I'm like, "Negative." We got a whole thing back and forth. But I guess that would mean we've not done this in a hot minute. I don't think we have, but I mean, I get that business. I'm not hurting my own feelings. You're hurting your feelings. And, of course,
Last time it took me 3 days to get the confetti off.
what do they call glitter? Stripper dandruff or something? There was a phrase I heard once, and I was like, "That's
Stripper
brilliant."
dust.
Stripper dust. It's like stripper dust. It's horror speckles. But that does it for another week. Another week with the horror boys. Next week we won't be here. Maybe. I won't be here. But you guys can still be here. It's a touch and go. We'll see. But the next pick is Jeff's pick, I'm pretty sure, which is I am not brave enough yet to pronounce this. Jeff?
The Borderlack.
The Borderlack. So, check that out. We'll meet back here maybe next week, maybe not next week, maybe the week after. I don't know. Just stick around. If we're not here next week, we'll be back the next week. That said, we have got new shit going up on the YouTubes, getting the old episodes up, and Tim, tell them what you got going on because it's happening now. Sorry, what is that?
Well, I should get cheers. No, I am playing through Resident Evil 0 right now. Episode 1 went pretty okay. Episode 2, I did not finish it, so I have to start back someplace in episode 1 again. So enjoy that.
Okay.
I finished the episode. I didn't finish the run. So
Those episodes are coming out on Mondays currently. So
okay. So episode 2, you guys get to see where I failed. So check that out.
episode 2 coming out on Monday. An older by a couple months episode of Horror House is also coming out this week. We got a double thing going on right now. But enjoy that news while you can, because it's getting ready to go away. Unless you catch us live or you give us pennies a day. Dave, sing.
Take me on, take on me, take me.
Never mind.
Pennies.
For penny, I'm sorry, Dave's. I can't. Okay, Dave, you threw me off so hard. Like you're
Just a small town girl living in a lonely world. She took the midnight train going anywhere.
all right.
Just a city boy, born and raised in South Detroit. He took the midnight train going anywhere.
And there you have it. Another week in the horror house. That's what we do. Aquarium's messaging me again. I don't know what the fuck they want. I'm not giving them any more money. You ain't getting a fish.
That's a t-shirt right there.
You ain't getting a
You
fish?
ain't getting a fish.
All right. So till next time, enjoy the YouTubes. Like, favorite, subscribe, do all that shit. And we'll see you then.
Thanks for watching. Stay creepy.
Was my episode this week. So I say, Jeff, you get the final word.
Good night, everybody.